Today's hit. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
Welcome back to the It's For Real with Izzyreal Variety Show. We are down to our last guest, our headliner, Miss Cinnamon Denise. How you feeling today, Miss Cinnamon?
How you doing, Izzy? I'm
How
great.
you doing? You was the one that was in traffic today. I
Oh
was
my
telling, I was
God.
on the radio telling the viewers to get out my artist's way so she could make her
Oh my
way to the
gosh.
studio. She get out of her way. Like,
Man,
I know that Alpharetta traffic would probably
it's
just
like a serious. I mean, technically we didn't make it here. We took the MARTA. We ended up taking the MARTA anyway. We kind of never even really made it, but it's good. I'm glad to be here, and
I'm
thank
glad
you so
to
much
have
for
you.
having me.
I'm glad to have you. It's actually my first time meeting you face to face.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. So I know you're like I was listening to your music earlier today, and I was like, oh, she's one of those jazz fusion with the
Yeah.
R&B.
Yeah.
She ain't like you also Lisa Atlanta rappers, rumba bump bump bump
Okay.
bump 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 bump. You're one of those softer,
Yeah.
mellow tones and everything. That's
Yeah.
why we got the jazz going. I know one of your influence. What do you like influence? I know Erykah Badu got to be one of them.
I mean, I love Erykah Badu
You love
for
her.
obvious reasons, but
Obvious.
as far as like jazz singers, I love Nancy Wilson, and
Okay.
Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, Lena
Oh.
Horne. Those are like,
Yes,
just
okay.
people that I really try to model after. And as far as someone who's still, who's kind of right now, like I love Chrisette Michele.
Okay.
Like, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, this is
I love
serious.
that woman's
Yes.
voice. So,
Yeah, so what makes you
Yeah.
fall in love with the jazz genre and everything as an artist? What?
well, kind of just seeing how I could mesh it with the neo soul type
Okay.
of vibe. A lot of my friends play jazz, or a lot of them are jazz drummers, or also vocalists, or saxophonists, or trumpet players, whatever, what have you. So I've always really kind of been around jazz since I kind
Okay.
of started school. And so I really wanted to kind of delve into it and try to figure out how to make it my own. But what I found out was that jazz is essentially making everything your own.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's like it's actually one of the most structured, free genres, like that kind of exists.
yeah.
You know? Yeah, it has a structure, but you can still kind of do whatever you want, which is why I love it.
Do whatever.
Yeah.
So like how long have you been singing and everything? I know you
I've been singing for 20 years,
20 years.
but I've been singing
You
jazz.
look 20. You look
I look
like you're
20.
20 years old.
Okay, well that's
down.
you're in the ballpark. I'm 23. So
Oh
I've
wow,
been
that's
singing for
great.
20
You've
my
done a
whole
lot
life.
for 23. I read your bio. You've done a lot. Very accomplished.
Well, thank you.
for 23.
So I've been singing my whole life,
Yeah.
but I've been singing jazz for about a year and a half.
Are you one of
2
those
years.
like those singers that started out in the choir doing
Exactly.
gospel?
My mom's a choir director.
Oh,
My mom's
wow.
a gospel choir director.
Was
so-
she very hard on you? Was she harder on you than
I
everybody else?
wouldn't know. I wouldn't say if she was hard on me. It's just that I didn't want to be there.
She made you sing.
Is what it was.
And I was
She
in
made me
choir. They want you
sing.
to get up at Saturday morning, like at
Yeah,
7 and go into, like, man, I'm
exactly.
tired. I'm sleepy.
No, that's
I don't want to be
exactly.
here.
Well, also I'm shy, like
Yeah.
very introverted, and just very like I'm very in my head.
Mm.
So it was just really scary for me, even to get up on stage with other people
Yeah.
and just have to sing. So I would just be more so crying, like type of deal. I'd just be scared.
I understand that.
But and the thing is, I still get nervous. So,
You still get nervous.
but I love it more than I fear, getting nervous. Type of
Okay.
deal.
That's how I feel about coming here. You love that rush and
Exactly.
everything before you get on stage.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
great, man. I found something very interesting with you as
Mhm.
far as your international
Yeah.
music. I know you can actually write in Spanish. And
Yeah.
You can sing in Spanish.
I'm fluent in Spanish.
That's
Yes.
great.
Hablas español tú?
I don't know what that is. I
No?
ain't say I was fluent in that language. That was a setup. That was a setup. That was.
You set yourself up for that.
I
one.
set myself up. I didn't say I was into that. But I know about that. So I'm thinking that's a great attribute to have, to be able to write and cross over to that audience.
Yeah.
Is there any international artists or producers you've worked with from other countries?
Yeah, so I work with producers in Spain. I was living in Spain.
You used to live in Spain.
I lived in Spain for a little over a year.
Okay.
I was getting my master's degree in music technology innovation from Berkeley College of Music.
Okay.
And their grad campus is in Spain. So I was living in
Wow.
Valencia, which is just a city so Spain is shaped like this, right?
Like
Literally kind of like a square.
like a square. Yeah.
So it's kind of a peninsula, right?
Mhm.
And Valencia is right here on the east coast, sitting on the Mediterranean. Yeah, so I was living in Valencia for a while, for a little
Wow.
over a year.
How'd you like your time there?
I loved it.
You loved it.
It
I
was
know.
great. I loved the fact that I was around other musicians who were from all over the world,
Wow.
and just that none of my friends looked the same. And that just made, none of them even spoke the same language, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just really cool to be around just different people like that. And then everybody hears and experiences different music differently, depending on where you're from, what your culture is.
Oh, that's cool.
So I picked up a lot of just different things. You know, I started getting into some flamenco and,
Okay.
you know, yeah, still learning more jazz, but learning maybe more, you know, Spanish type of music and some French music. And
Oh, you know French? How many languages
I don't
and
speak
stuff?
French. I don't speak French.
Oh, I was about to go into it. You know French? I take French in school. I was about to get you over here.
I don't speak French.
Start cheating. Nigga. What's the answer? What's that mean?
I don't speak French. I mean, I had, you know, I performed in France.
You performed in France.
And, you know, in some of these places, like, they love American music.
Yeah.
So, you know, it wasn't really a problem if I didn't speak French.
Wow.
So
They just bowed their head or whatever you were saying.
They
They
just
say,
loved hearing
"Yeah."
you sing, you know. Then I also performed in Germany, which was
Wow.
awesome. Germany's really cool. Germany's kind of like
So
America.
you did like a European tour.
I
it
did
sound
kind of a little
you
bit.
Just, you just been all
Yeah,
over
I
the place.
performed in Slovenia, which is like actually a small country near Croatia,
Wow.
that kind of area. I performed in Switzerland, which is really also a really cool place. I performed at the Montreux Jazz Festival, which is a festival that's, you know, happens annually. And,
I need to talk to the people you work with because I need to get my international touring going, man.
You know what? You know what? You gotta Google,
I performed
man.
in Mississippi before.
Google.
That was a great time.
There's so much out there, man.
That's great to hear. It's great everything. I heard you. What's your social media? What's your social media?
My social media. So my Facebook is Cinnamon Denise. Cinnamon is spelled just like the spice. So CINNAMON.
Was she like debating with cinnamon and sugar and like other spices? With like a bunch of spices in that conversation.
Maybe.
But what we gonna name her? Like, you only get one. You gotta name
Cinnamon.
one.
So that's my Facebook, and then
Okay.
Twitter is Cinnamon Denise. There's no
underscore.
There's none of
Okay.
that, and then
You the official cinnamon.
Instagram is Cinnamon Denise. There's
Denise.
only
Copyrighted
there's
your
only one.
stuff. You only got.
There's only one.
You had to take out everybody that had a name similar to that.
It was so easy to set those things up. So.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Tell me about work. I don't know much about them, but the Phoenix 4 Productions crew. Heard you
Oh,
was
the
actually
Phoenix 4 Productions.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a company of my friends.
Okay.
You know, it's a film production company.
Okay.
He's a director, and when he kind of started out, he was really doing more so playwrights type of stuff, and now he does more film work. But I have worked with him. He's done one of my music videos,
Wow.
Good Love, which is on my YouTube channel, which is also Cinnamon Denise.
Okay.
And so Phoenix 4 was really helpful in getting that Good Love video done, which is just
got your stuff up
that's
on
me.
the thing.
Yeah, that's me up there. Yeah, getting that video done, and I love that tune because it's actually just about it's based off the scripture 1 Corinthians 13. And it's just about saying, you know, love is patient.
That's
love
where
is
that
kind,
choir stuff came in.
Exactly. So it's useful. You know? Exactly.
So like as far as your music, I like to hear the message behind it. Like what message? I know I heard a lot of it's like a lot of love and everything. But what message do you like to promote mainly over?
I like to mainly promote, which is something that I live by too, is that I want everyone to feel free to be who they are. So I have just this notion within myself that I am free to create music whatever way and with whatever message that I have. And as long as it's sincere, if people take it, then fine. If they don't, then fine. But I know that at least I was true and genuine to myself, you know. And that's kind of the message that I want to kind of spread, because a lot of people are suffering from a lot of mental issues, and you know, I think a lot of suicides could be prevented if we accept people as they are.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. So it's a way of expressing yourself through your. That's up high.
Yes.
Up high. That's what we do here at It's For Real with Izzyreal Variety Show. We express ourselves through our art.
Exactly. That's what it's there for. I mean.
Yeah. So is there any like awards you've won? You ever won any?
Awards? Oh my goodness. So I was a semi-finalist in the Montreux Jazz Voice I should say Montreux, it's French.
Oh, it's French.
The Montreux Jazz Festival, which is awesome because I performed for Al Jarreau.
Okay.
one of my music videos called "You Were Here" that I wrote with a friend, George Laxon, won second place in a music video contest in Spain. Wow. Which was cool because then we got some coin from that, and that was great.
Some coin. That's
some
what they call it over
there.
That's what they call money.
Yeah.
Over they call it coin. You got some coin.
Some coin
for you if you want
some coin.
So
that was that was really awesome. And I have just stuff that's up and coming and new videos that are coming out. What do you have
up and coming?
Yeah, so I'm gonna sing one of the songs actually, where called "Homeless Poet," which is a tune that I wrote with my friend Peter Edens, featuring Timote Kotnik, who is from Slovenia, which is really awesome. And this tune is about remembering to support the poets in our life, or the artists that are in our life. Remember
shout out to the poets.
Remember that exactly. So remember that we should support monetary, physically, our artists, because artists are the reason why a lot of us don't go insane, actually.
Yeah,
so it's great to support the artists that you don't know, that the big name ones, but it's also super important to remember the ones that are right in your backyard.
That's what this show is all about.
And make sure that they're not homeless.
Yeah, please. Make sure
they're not homeless. And so I have that video coming up, and that video was actually shot right at 5 Points, right downtown. And it's super special because I ended up making a new friend who was a homeless man that I ended up meeting, and asking him if he would participate and kind of talk to me a little bit. So it's a really magical tune, and I'm going to sing it in a little bit.
Oh, yeah, we about to get that Cinnamon Denise up and running up in here. You got to make a song like about comedians, though. You got to make a song called "Laugh a Little."
It's about anybody. It's about anybody in art. Period. So I consider comedy an art. I consider anything where you're performing to be an art, or even visual art. Visual artists as well. So comedians are art, so they're included in there.
Do you do anything besides singing? Do you do any acting or any?
I do acting, because I have one from music videos, so I have to act in those. But like I was saying, my friend who does the who has the film company. Yeah. I was in a couple of his plays, lead roles in his plays, and that sort of. And
you enjoy it?
It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, no,
exactly. A lot of rehearsing and everything.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work that goes into them.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, we're going to bring you back, and you're going to perform some of your amazing music for the crowd.
I'm going to play bassoon too.
You're going to play. Yeah, you got to play the ancient.
It's not ancient at all.
The old Indians.
It's so new. It's such a young
Pocahontas played the bassoon back in the day for people.
I'm just gonna play a little bit.
You're just play a little bit.
We're gonna a little bit. Yeah.
You gotta hear some amazing music on the It's For Real with Izzyreal variety stuff. Y'all stay tuned for our last artist. We'll be back. It's for real.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuning into the very best. It's yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle. And this is Instinct Radio, man. Tune in, baby. Oh boy.